All right, so here we go. I'm clicking refresh and we still don't have the portal open as of today, even though the eIDL program was supposed to be open on Sunday, January 17th. I stayed up throughout the day hoping that the portal will be open and that the SBA would stick to their word, but unfortunately they have not. But I do expect the portal to open very soon. I'm going to tell you why I think it'll open soon, maybe as soon as later on in the day today, but we're going to be talking about all of that in this video. And of course, if you don't know, the eIDL program is a way that you can get $10,000 for free, a forgivable $10,000 grant just for having a side business of any sort or being self-employed or an entrepreneur of any sort. It's free money. It's $10,000. There's a lot of great things that you could do with that money, I'm sure. So you're going to want to know how to apply and get that grant. And it's a first come, first serve basis, which is why the portal opening on a certain time is so incredibly important. With that being said, my name is Kevin Conway. I make personal finance videos and other stimulus news videos all the time. So go ahead and please give this video a like if it helped you out in any way to help spread the information and help get the information out there, and subscribe to the video if you want to stay informed and get the latest on the timing of the SBA portal opening. I'll be posting a video walking through how to do the application and posting as soon as I see the portal is open so that you could be one of the first people to apply. You're not going to want to miss that, so be sure to subscribe so that you can get it right when it comes out, because we expect it to occur any moment now. So with that being said, let's talk about the latest with the eIDL portal opening. So like I said before, the SBA came out and said Sunday, January 17th is when we're going to open the portal. And of course, it's not open right now. But that's not that unusual, because the last time that the SBA had the eIDL portal open for the $10,000 grant, they actually did the same thing. They said it was going to be open on a certain time, and it took a little while for them to actually open the portal later on. The reason is because there are now different rules than in the CARES Act, and so they have to create a separate application in order to actually accept grant applications under that program. If you recall in my last video, I talked about how the SBA eIDL portal right now, if you apply for a loan, it'll hit you with a screen, which I'll put up here on the video, where it says this is for loan applicants only, not the new grant. So that's very telling. The SBA is not hiding the ball. The new grant is coming, and you should not use that application to get the new grant. If you've already used that application, you're likely going to have to fill out a new application for the eIDL grant in order to get that $10,000 eIDL grant. The reason is because, strangely enough, like in the March CARES Act, the eIDL portal back then, you actually had to select a box that says, yes, I would like $10,000. Yes, I would want that $10,000 eIDL advance. Of course, everybody wants free money, but you still had to check that box that was on the application that is not currently available under the application right now. So that new application for the eIDL advance, that's going to be separate. That's why the SBA came out and said it'll be a separate application, and you're going to need to use that one in order to get that $10,000 grant. Now that's kind of frustrating because you can't really get going, but fortunately for you, there's not a whole lot you have to do in order to prepare for that eIDL grant. All you need to do is basically have a few things in order to get the eIDL grant, as I've talked about in my previous video. Number one, you need to be located in a low-income community. Number two, you need to be an entity that is less than 300 employees, and an entity could be something that you don't even file with the Secretary of State, like a sole proprietorship or something like that. If you have a side hustle of any sort and you don't even have any legal filing, that's fine as long as you pay taxes on your money. And number three, you need to have a 30% income drop in an 8-week period after March 2nd, 2020, comparing that to before March 2nd, 2020. Any 8-week period that's comparable. So if you are a seasonal business, you're going to have different rules than if you were just a typical Uber business or whatever sort of side hustle that you may have. A comparable 8-week period, 30% drop. A lot of people have been asking, how do you justify that 30% drop? What do you actually have to show? Now, we do know that your tax filings absolutely will show. So if you file your 2020 taxes, you're going to be able to show your income dropping from 30% below that threshold using your 2020 versus your 2019 taxes. We also believe, but we do not have confirmation from the SBA yet, that certain things such as gross receipts, for sales tax, for example, showing the actual amount of money that you paid in sales tax dropping and accordingly your sales, that'll also suffice. And there's many other ways you could do it. If you drive for Uber, for example, and you have your Uber log and it shows that you had a 30% drop in revenue, that likely will suffice as well, given other programs in the the government where things like that also suffice. So it likely is the case that you just need to furnish good faith evidence and then probably attest that you're saying that this is true and correct, and then in the event of an audit you'd be able to show that and then you'd be fine. But likely you're not even going to be audited, they're not even going to verify and check that. So that is kind of the good fortunate thing for you. Now there is something else. A lot of people have been asking if I have a startup business or if I just started my business in October, can I get this grant? Now, unfortunately, the answer is no. You needed to have been in business as of January 31st, 2020 in order to be eligible for this eIDL $10,000 forgivable free money grant. Now, that is unfortunate for those people who just started a business during the pandemic, and I know it may seem unfair that is kind of the cutoff, but unfortunately, that's the way the law is right now. Now, with that being said, if you are wondering, do you have to live in a low-income community? The answer is no, but your business needs to be located in a low-income community. I know that could seem unfair to a lot of you, especially for those people who may themselves not be high income, but they happen to have their business located in a higher income area. That would seem to be logical, right? You'd want to be located in a higher income area, more people have money, your business would do better. Why should you be penalized? I don't have a good answer for you, unfortunately, and that's something where you should contact your congressmen, your senators, and those people to let them know how you feel, because I could totally understand that it seems unfair that certain businesses located in certain areas can get that grant versus other businesses, which may be hurting just as bad or worse, located in a different area, not being eligible for that grant. That is unfortunate, but that is the way it is right now. And also, if you're wondering what can you use this money for, it's pretty broad. You could use it to pay salaries. You could use it to pay any increased costs as a result of the pandemic. You could use it to pay your rent or mortgage on your business. You can't just use it to pay your rent or mortgage yourself, but you could take it as a salary and then pay it that way. You could use it for any of those things, but you can't use it just to simply pay down debt or refinance debt. You can use it in basically the ordinary course of business, anything that furthers your business goals. And think of it in the way Congress would do. They would want you to actually continue operations and continue hiring people, or continuing spending money in the economy that itself hires people by virtue of you spending it. So that's kind of the goal there. That's why you must spend it, but it is pretty broad. And so that's fortunate for all of you. And if you're wondering if you have to get the grant or even get approved for the loan rather, or get approved for the loan or take the loan, the answer is no. You don't need to take the loan. You can apply for this grant and you will be eligible to receive this money, and you'll get it in your bank account and you don't have to get the grant at all. Also, if you are a person who applied last time, got the grant of $1,000 and are wondering if you can get up to $10,000 this time around, the answer is yes, if you meet those criteria. Yes, if you meet those criteria. What do I mean? If you applied, got $1,000 last time, you're eligible to get up to $10,000, so an additional $9,000. If you, number one, have a business located in a low-income community, number two, aren't a business with over 300 employees, and number three, you had a 30% income drop in an 8-week period after March 2nd, 2020 to before March 2nd, 2020. Now, if you meet those criteria, you for sure will be able to get that $9,000. The SBA will contact you, tell you what to do. They will probably have an application, checkbox on the application they're going to be releasing, which you will select and then enter your entity information or whatever it was on your last application, and that'll be sent to them, and then that money will be routed to you after they look at it and approve it. Now, if you are somebody who got the grant last time and aren't sure if you live in a low-income community or have a business located in a low-income community, or maybe you didn't have a drop in that income of 30%, are you eligible to get that additional $9,000? And as of right now, the answer is basically no, but potentially if they change a few things or if they implement the program. But as of right now, the portal opening is subject to those conditions of having a business in the low-income community and that 30% drop in income. That's unfortunate. It's kind of strange and counterintuitive. That's the way the law is right now. With all of that being said, I expect the portal to open as soon as later today or tomorrow. I know it's frustrating, but honestly, this is, politicians, how they are, and the governments are a little bit slow sometimes, but just give it a little bit of time. We know that it is coming. The good thing is, as soon as you apply, the SBA will have no longer than 21 days to review and approve your application They can't take any longer than that. So we do know as soon as you apply, you will get that money as soon as 3 weeks from now, and potentially much sooner than that. But once the money is gone, it is gone. That's why you want to apply as soon as possible. That's why you want to subscribe to the video so that you can know exactly when the portal opens. I'll be pushing that video out. I'll be pushing more likely a notification like in a little text, you see on YouTube. I'll put that out as soon as I see the link so that you can go and apply for it. And later on in the day, I'll make a video on the topic and also showing you how to walk through the SBA application. With that being said, I know it's frustrating the portal's not open yet. Believe me, there's so many of you out there that have just awesome businesses and are waiting to get this money that can help you out in a major way. And I want to see it as much as possible. I want every one of us who has a business, a side hustle, or are self-employed to get that $10,000. It's as good of a program as I've ever seen. It's $10,000 for free, completely forgivable. It is tax-free. If you have any questions on that at all, if you think it's a scam, I can understand why you would think that. I personally, if I just, was transported here from 2018, someone told me the government is going to give me $10,000 for having a side business, I would say, wow, that sounds a little sketchy to me. I don't know about that. But it's true. It's a second round. You could look at all the research on the eIDL stuff. I would say, though, that if anyone is commenting below to contact anyone on WhatsApp or Instagram or on Gmail because they could help you their grant, that's completely false. Flag them. They are spam. We want those people out of here. Don't want those people on the channel. I don't want to see people getting ripped off. Flag those people as soon as you see them. Those are bad people. It really frustrates me because there's so many of you out there that need this money, and those people are trying to take advantage of you and try to get information. I know most of you guys probably don't, contact those people, but even if one or two does, it really gets under my nerves and it really bothers me a lot. Anyway, with that being said, any questions you have on the eIDL, leave them below. Any questions you have on stimulus checks, unemployment insurance, PPP, whatever it may be, leave them below. One side thing, if you want, you can also apply for a PPP loan. I have a video on the PPP loans. This time around, you can apply for both a PPP loan and an eIDL grant. That's just a bucket full of free money that you want to get. So check that video out. If you have any sort of side business at all, you're going to want to apply for both. It's really as free money as it gets. Any questions, leave them below. Any video ideas, leave them below as well. Give a like to this video and subscribe to the channel if you want to see when the eIDL portal is open and you want to see future videos like this. With that being said, my name is Kevin Conway and I'll see you next time. Thanks.